Welcome, Bitcoin fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as the latest breaking news, including Trump Link Miner. American Bitcoin is going public with a big merger. That's right. Also, breaking news. David Bailey, the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, and his holding company Nakamoto raises $710 million and announces a merger with Kindly MD to establish a Bitcoin treasury. Let's go. Also, Microstrategy just added an additional 13,390 Bitcoin for $1.34 billion as Bitcoin price topped 100K. Also, Metaplanet now officially holds more Bitcoin than El Salvador as they just stacked some more Bitcoin themselves. We'll also be discussing breaking news. Conor McGregor backs an Irish Bitcoin reserve, saying it puts the power in the hands of the people. And another headline, Conor McGregor and Max Keiser push for the Irish Bitcoin reserve. I'll be sharing all the updates. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. Early stream today, fam. Another country will use Bitcoin reserves before we do. Potentially. Right now, they're entertaining the idea. Conor is running for president of Ireland, and he's pushing for a Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's why Trump needs to get on the horn and move as fast as possible for these other countries establish their strategic Bitcoin reserves. We at least got the executive order, but it's time to start stacking. Wouldn't you agree? Before Michael Saylor and Larry Fink buy up all the Bitcoin. Very limited supply. Welcome, everyone. This is a tri-stream live stream. I know it's an early stream, back to the early schedule this week of 1 p.m. I am streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube, and I will be streaming over the course of the next couple of hours. So spread the word. Let people know we're live and in the flesh right now. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream to the top of the X profile. You know the routine. All you got to do is comment, quote, the live stream, repost. I'll also repost your comments and quotes. We'll hack the algorithm, orange pill the masses like blackberry molasses. How we do. And shout out everyone in advance for the interaction. Shout out Short Coin. Happy Monday, Biddy fam. Right back at you. Shout out Fairground JB. Jump in with the Nippinator live now, featuring Chandy 10, the one and only, keeping it fair. That's what's up, Fairground. Shout out Steven, Crypto Surge. Respect, appreciate it. Keep the comments flowing, broskies. Let's get it. Larry Pedro from Dothan, Alabama, in the building. Pre-low Biddy still sitting at 103. New all-time highs in play. Any day this week, it's possible. It's possible, broskies. Good morning, Emilio. Let's go. Of course, shout out OG Bring Facts and the rest of the fam. JV's here at the Bitcoin Cafe with the CNA fam. Got me some espresso. I'm about to throw down, get the caffeine in the bloodstream, and we'll kick off the show, fam.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome to another historic Bitcoin day in the markets. Bitcoin, nothing but bullish news. New Bitcoin treasury companies are being birthed practically every day. And the latest one is from David Bailey. We're going to touch upon, of course, big news. Shout out RV. It's good to have you here. Of course, early stream today. You got to do what you got to do, Sandman. Imagine selling for stonks. Oh, hell nah. Hell nah. Hey, fam, let's get the nickel short squeeze. Vanilla Omega candle. Oh, the Valhalla. The Valhalla Omega candle. Now you're speaking my language. In fact, we're going to strike the gong specifically for the Valhalla Omega candle. Send it. This is dedicated to all the bitty broskies and bitty baddies tuned in live right now. But yeah, exciting times, family. Market. Some of the alts are pumping right now. Bitcoin took a little breather, but next leg up incoming. You already know anything above 100,000 is a fantastical day, in my humble opinion. So stay humble and stack the sats. GameStop could have bought. Yeah, yo, I don't know why they're waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. They already raised the $1.5 billion in convertible notes or whatever from their stocks. So what are you going to wait till it's 200,000? And then there was another company, I think it was Dell. Their shareholders declined adding Bitcoin to their treasury or strategic reserve. So boo, Dell. Maybe they'll come around when Bitcoin's above 200,000. Let's soon see. Game theory in full effect as more and more countries looking to establish the strategic BIDI reserve. There she is. Shout out the Oracle. Hopefully you all had a fantastic Mother's Day yesterday. This gong strikes for you. I know. What's up with the Macron sniffing the white horse? Unacceptable. They try to make it seem like it was tissues. No, you zoom in. It's a packet of white powder. And there was a spoon. All I'm saying is it's a hell of a drug. It's crazy, right? It is crazy. Enough of the white horse. What's the other, the terminology for that in the hip hop culture? They refer to that as the, what is it? Over some white actress, I think. I forget the term. Slipped my mind. I'm sure you guys probably know. But anyways, yeah, Dell said no. Hell no, Dell no. Maybe we'll rephrase the term hell no to Dell no. And it's going to be one of their biggest regrets of all time. Just saying. Michael Dell, what's good, brother? You already know. You're already hinting at Bitcoin previously by reposting Michael Saylor posts. My understanding, he probably has his own position outside the company and the shareholders. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been, posting Michael Saylor quotes and such. In my humble opinion, at least, all speculation. Yeah, I mean, when they run out of the fiat, too bad. Bitcoin will be to a milli. Could be 10 milli. It's 110 here. Puerto Rico, this is live and interactive. If you guys don't know, now you know. All the reposts are greatly appreciated. Shout out Husker.co. Let's go. Hey, Chico, go get the... Another Quaalude. She loved me in the morning, man. Hello, Tony Montana. Speaking of Tony Mon, the only Don. We got some Tony Montana quotes, I think. I still got them saved up in here. Absolutely.
We make 75 million on this deal, Frank. 75 million.
75 million, Frank.
That is serious money. What the fuck is Sosa going to do, man?
F Sosa. F the Diaz brothers. I bury them cockroaches. But anyways, not working today. I'm lucky to catch the live. Shout out C8ZR. One love. Good to have you here, yo. And again, shout out all the fam joining us. We're about to kick off the live stream. So let's make some noise. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, it's important. Smash the likes. Go ahead, subscribe. We're the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Then ring that sexy little bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day. Just like this, today is pod number 1990. That's right. We're the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, 1990 episodes deep. And in 10 more shows, we'll be celebrating episode 2000. I'm your host, JV. It's May 12th, 2025. Nothing but pure bullishness in the markets right now. So let's get it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Pretty little bitty, maintaining above 103 at the time of the live stream. XRP made a next leg up, currently trading at $2.61, while Ethereum, BNB, and many of the top alts are pumping and in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap is currently sitting at a whopping $3.33 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap sitting above 2 trillion. We got roughly 166 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance currently coming in at 61.5%, with the Ether dominance at 9.1%. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours, we got WIF leading the pack, up 33%, followed by 4, up 17%, followed by Floki, up 12.5%. Let me know which alts, if any, you're bullish on for this particular bull. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective. Let's start on the daily and work our way back. The bulk of the market pumping in the green today, safe to say 90 over 10. 90% in the green. Zooming out for the weekly, 95% of the market in the green. And zooming out on the monthly, virtually the same, 95% of the market. Significant pumps across the board. And checking out the infamous Crypto Greed and Fear Index. We're currently at 70 in greed. Yesterday, 70. Last week of 52. And last month of 43 in fear. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We're currently on block height 896,421. We have roughly 153,579 blocks until the halving of 2028. Hopefully Bitcoin's sitting at multiple millions by then. There's just no telling. Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. And Miss Yellen pronounces Binance Binance. Exactly. And you can currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 975 sats. So you know what to do, broskies. Pick up the sats, put down the gats, and pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. Get yourself a custom Biddy exclusive just like this. Howdy, gang. What it do? Shout out to the Groovy Shoe. What up? 103 coming back. We're already here. We're looking to recapture price discovery 109. Be on the lookout. 109 in play, I dare say. 111 in play. 111 is magnetic. Can I get an amen? Cheers, Biddy fam. Let me know who got that Bitcoin swagger. Binance! Binance!
So chillin' hot with my Bitcoin.
You feel that?
Swagger from the Biddy stack. It goes up, up, up. Bitcoin goes.
It goes doing, doing, doing.
It's a thrill ride. A stack deck built so right. Gonna bust out of the firmament. Beyond the water-filled sky.
Why is the sky blue? Why is water wet? Why did Jesus... Well, Eminem. Sorry, that was actually a little RZA, but I butchered it up. He said, why did Judas grab the Romans while Jesus slept? I am still up. Love it. Bitcoin, let's get it. If you don't know, I always have like rap bars from when I was a kid, a teenager, running through the unconscious mind. It's wild. Today's Bitcoin reward is 3.125. That is right. Equals 300,000 in the year 2044. It's 0.09. Can I get a Binance? Binance! But anyways, welcome everyone to the live stream. I know I'm streaming early today, and we're going to be early all week at 1 p.m., so just make note of it. And shout out James Elsey, the rest of the Biddy fam. I'm just reposting everyone on X as we're jamming out to some Bitcoin swagger.
Trust this, don't wear a nail on your forehead with an opportunity miss. Bitcoin thrust, fiat rust, stamp your future and still.
Keep it with swagger, securing Superman, real B is Satoshi level. Trump card holding kinda killer.
With W's and M's for the orange pill, set for making millions.
I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. Be an Arkansas jam with diamond hands tough.
And shout out Sweet Biddy McGee. She made a dance move to the chorus of that song, and it's pretty lit. I wouldn't try to impersonate it because I would do it no justice, but it's awesome. She sent me a clip of it, and Chandy loves it too, she told me. So just FYI, shout out Sweet Biddy McGee. In 2025, major Bitcoin conferences will be held in Vegas, the 27th to the 29th. Also Hong Kong, August 28th to the 29th. Abu Dhabi, December 8th to the 9th. And let's not forget the Max and Stacy Invitational, January 2026. Your boy will be there. So yeah, there's a lot of conferences going on, which is another bullish indicator. People are excited about Bitcoin. You're going to have some of the biggest influencers in the world within the Bitcoin space at the conference, I know in Vegas. So it's going to be pretty lit. Shout out, Serge. Appreciate you, brother. Keep the comments flowing. What up, Oracle? What is going on? Let me know what cup of Joe you're on for the day. No Biden, like no Diddy. I got to give a little disclaimer. When I say Joe, no Biden. We just refer to the espresso as a cup of Joe. I'm just saying, espresso, Express Joe. No Biden.
No kryptonite, just orange Biddy light. Paper gets wrinkled, crinkled.
Texas, Montana.
I feel sorry for all the Joes out there. You know what I mean? I have to see this dance, Sweet Biddy. Yeah, it's pretty good. Even has a little dagger action in it. So... thunderstorm warning. Oh no. Here it's beautiful weather. Can't complain. Sun filled skies, nice and blue, same color as the oceans above. It's a beautiful thing. Happy Monday, fun day. It is that time, but let's transition into our astrology for the broskies as we look at some of the TA and what's happening in the markets, and then we'll hit you with all the latest headlines and all that good stuff. And I promise you nothing but pure bullishness today. I'm pretty excited about the jam-packed session of the news I'm going to be sharing. But we got to start with our TA. Bitcoin set for 150,000 price action. Let me know if that excites you. As we rally, there's a China-US agreement to slash the tariffs. This is very bullish. For Bitcoin, Bitcoin bulls cheered the major development and the ongoing U.S.-China tariff talks with crypto climbing, Bitcoin particularly at 105.7 on May 12th for the first time in 4 months. That's right. Current all-time high is still 109, which was achieved Inauguration Day, Jan 20th. Further confirming the bullish continuation setup with a 150,000 biddy price target. And here you're looking at the weekly chart in which we do have a very clear 124,000 target in play. I'll pull up the live charts when I'm done with this TA. The catalyst behind the Bitcoin breakout appears to be the de-escalating trade tensions between the U.S. and China. Over the weekend, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Chinese Vice President He Lifeng struck a deal in Geneva to reduce the tariffs that had crippled the bilateral trade for months. So this is massive. Under the new deal, the U.S. will lower tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% to 30%. Game on. While China will reduce its duties on U.S. imports from 125% to 10%, so it's a win-win. The agreement triggered a broad-based market rally with the S&P futures rising 2.8% and the U.S. dollar gaining 0.7%. In contrast, gold dropped 2.3%. Sucks to be you, Peter Schiff, signaling a shift away from the safe haven assets. Now, Bitcoin, often seen as a high beta risk asset, I don't look at it as a high beta risk asset. I look at it as the only alpha trade. I look at it as the apex predator, but that's just me. Had suffered under the weight of the trade war, would increase investor caution, suppressing the crypto inflows. The truce now signals improved liquidity and risk appetite as the price action recaptured 100,000 here last week. The current Bitcoin rally follows the textbook breakout of a bull flag pattern on the weekly chart. Now in the Bitcoin case, the flag began forming the Bitcoin peak at nearly 110 in January. It was 109.3 on Coinbase. The consolidation persisted for months, 4 months, until early May, when the price broke above the flag's upper trend line with a slight volume increase. We literally came within striking distance, literally a half a God candle, 5,000 away from recovering price discovery. This bullish breakout confirms the continuation with the pattern's projected upside target sitting at 150. Let me know when you feel we'll likely hit that 150 target. I do have a live poll in the chat on the tube right now. I want to know when you feel we'll break out, surpassing the current all-time high, 109.3. Will it be this week? Will it be before the end of May, June, or July? Let me know, as that's an interactive poll, and I'll end the poll towards the end of the stream and I'll read the results out for you. Now, some analysts are urging caution as Bitcoin sentiment is becoming euphoric. One of my favorite words is euphoria. Shout out Kendrick, by the way. European head of research at Bitwise noted at the firm's crypto asset sentiment index it had reached the highest level since November 2024, a level that previously aligned with the local market tops. And this chart showed the past weeks in the sentiment, such as those April 2022, October 2023, November 2024, all followed by short-term corrections or sideways price action, suggesting growing optimism may be stretched, raising a risk of a near-term pullback despite Bitcoin's strong long-term outlook. But you let me know your thoughts. Do you think we're likely to trend to a new all-time high and eventually hit 150? Or do you think we'll correct some or trade sideways in the upcoming weeks? Let me know and I'll read your comments out loud. Now, I also want to point out here, Bitcoin RSI, which is the relative strength index, as Plan B outlines here, equals a 69. One of our favorite numbers, is it not, broskies? I expect at least 4 months with an RSI 80 plus. Just like in the previous bull markets, 2021, 2017, 2013, the RSI was 80 plus, associated with the monthly return of 40% plus, 4 months of 40+% returns, bringing the Bitcoin from 104 to 400,000 per coin. Bitcoin. And if you're not familiar with the infamous Bitcoin stock to flow model, it projects Bitcoin sitting above 500,000 per coin between now and the next halving of 2028, projecting Bitcoin to hit as a peak somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million per coin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the infamous stock to flow. And now I'm going to pull up some of the live charts, and we'll take a quick glimpse before I read to you all the breaking news and stories that are going to make your mouth water. So let's go. And again, welcome everyone join the live stream, TriStream. You should be able to see live on your screen the 1 hour chart. We have a few little targets sitting here, but obviously we had a big red corrective candle this morning, hence why we're sitting currently just above, or I should say just below 103. Last night we were practically 105. It was 104 and some change, you know what I mean, before I went to bed. So a little bit of a correction after the weekly close yesterday, which we'll get to here in a second. Also looking at the 4 hour chart, we do got like a staircase breakout, which we achieved over the past few days, but we have been trading sideways since hitting around 105, and no particular targets here on our screen on the 4 hour. So let's zoom out a bit further. Take a look at a daily. The daily chart has been pretty lit. Let's see if we have any bull targets for today. Yep. We have a bull scenario in the red, sitting at 111, which would obviously re-enter price discovery as the current all-time high is 109. So you already know. And many green daily candles, pretty significant in the past week. You can see that big green candle we had, roughly $5,000 on the day, which took us back above the 100,000 level. But as of today, thus far, we've been correcting, and yesterday was an itty-bitty red corrective candle on the weekly close day. And zooming out from there, let's take a look at that weekly chart, and then we'll take a quick glance of the monthly, and then I'll read some of your comments. The weekly chart, remember, we just shared some TA with some of the analysts saying, according to the weekly chart, 150 in play. We'll also notice the cup and handle target sitting at 124. Also, we had freaking 5 green consecutive weekly closes. So that's also great bullish momentum, which has been restored as of Q2 of 2025. Q1 was very corrective after hitting the all-time high on January 20th, Trump inauguration day. But you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'm going to take a quick look here for you guys at the monthly. Spark the Blunsky broskies, especially facts. I'll strike the bong. I mean the gong. You guys hit the bong. And yeah, this month so far already still green, though we got a daily corrective candle. And last month, obviously, we closed in the green. So let's continue with the bullish momentum. Bitcoin continue to make big moves as the game theory continues around the world. Welcome everyone joining us. Let's get it. Switch to the NOTs node from the core. Stop the spam and only the monetary network that matters. Shout out to the Bitcoin core. How many of you are running your own node? How many of you have become the Bitcoin network? Let me know. Go bitty boom bang bang like the B-52. Hey JV just asked about my coffee consumption today. I'm on my second cup of the 40 ounce. That makes 80 ounces. You will never catch up. I know. I'm like doing 2 ounces at a time. I'm a junior. I guess I am the beta. Yeah, Oracle's the alpha here. The alpha when it comes to the coffee. I don't think I can ever catch up. I think you'd have to hook up the caffeine through an IV directly into the bloodstream. That's the only way I can catch up at this point. Jeez Louise.
Missouri, New York, Florida, Puerto Rico, El Salvador.
You already know.
Swagger holding with an orange glow.
Prodigy, swagger hot.
Reserve to preserve. Strategy for prosperity.
You feel that? That's Bitcoin swagger, baby.
Walking like your wallet got laser eyes.
Baby climbs higher than a high rise. Laser eyes, not surprised.
I got that bitty drip, fiat doing backflips. We don't beg no banker, we just walk with that Bitcoin swag. Bitcoin swagger.
I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. QR flash, got cash in my code. Cold wallet, chiller than a Yeti in the snow.
Shout out Shandy 10 on the epic tracks. We're playing her latest song, Bitcoin Swagger. Epic music video goes alongside that, so make sure you're following her on X. Chandy10 Music is the username. We got the Bitcoin swag. No need to brag. I am calling a major dump if it hits to 110. Tell me the logic behind the major dump. My cousin was born in London, England. Oh, nice. Shout out to the rest of the UK fam. Shout out everyone joining the live. We're up to 500 people on the live stream. I know it's an early stream. Typically we stream at 4, but every once in a while we got to reset the schedule. So all week it's going to be a 1 p.m. stream until Friday. Then we should switch back to 4 p.m. Just FYI. Please make note of it. Shout out KZY Crypto and Oracle. Greatly appreciate the comments on the live stream. I reposted both of you guys. Let's spread the word, orange pill the masses, and let's help Ireland adopt a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Game on. I sent over 100 emails, made 20 phone calls, and argued with Grok about the definition of the propaganda. Had a productive day. That's a win. That's definitely a win. But yeah, let's continue with some of the breaking news. I mean, everyone's accumulating Bitcoin, from Sailor to Metaplanet to new treasury, Bitcoin firms, countries, nation states, sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, retirement funds, state adoption. We have New Hampshire, the first United States state to adopt Bitcoin as a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Many other states to follow. What state will be next? Which country will be next? These are all great questions I ask you. Please let me know in that live chat and I'll read your comments. Be sure not to short your dork. You can't afford that. Crypto to zero. They really thought that? The game is bad, player. Ain't it bad, player? Don't worry, Bitcoin will change it back, player. The goat's pumping the pumpeth. The pumpeth. Hey now. And exciting times, yo. Couldn't be more lit in the markets. New all-time highs in play, I dare say. 2.2 million, baby. Come on now. There's probably many automated sell prices ready to sell once it hits 110, just like how there was at 105. We are struggling to push higher because all of the short sellers shaking my mother frickin' head. Shake it this way. Shake and bake, baby. The combination made the funds bleed on a Monday fun day. It's crazy how that works, isn't it? But anyways, next story of the day, now we got the TA out of the way. Let's go. Check this out. Big headline right here. Trump-linked miner American Bitcoin going public via the Gryphon merger. Yeah, this is big news. Check it. David Bailey. And if you don't know him, he's the man responsible for getting Trump to speak at the Nashville, Tennessee Bitcoin conference last year. He's the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine. Obviously a very smart man. Now him and his holding company named Nakamoto raised $710 million and announced a merger with Kindly MD to establish a Bitcoin treasury. Treasury for the win. Bitcoin for the treasury. Bitcoin for my enemies. Bitcoin for the Kennedys. Bitcoin for everybody. Under the terms of the deal, the Gryphon Digital Mining will acquire the American Bitcoin in a stock-for-stock transaction. After the merger, the new company will operate under the American Bitcoin brand, which is a new Bitcoin mining firm of the Trump family, and be led by its board of directors, including Eric Trump, son of, obviously, the POTUS. News of the merger coincided with a sharp rise in the Gryphon Digital Mining stock price, which climbed from 52 cents on May 9th to $2.15. That's a 4x, baby. A gain of more than 313%. Now, the announcement follows early April reports that the American Bitcoin was considering an initial public offering, an IPO. Massive. Now, American Bitcoin is a majority-owned subsidiary of energy infrastructure, crypto mining, and data firm Hut 8. Obviously, they joined forces like a joint venture with the Trump family. Hut 8 CEO Asher said the company aims to make America's Bitcoin a purpose-built vehicle for the low-cost Bitcoin accumulation at scale. And by taking American Bitcoin public, we expect to unlock direct access to the dedicated growth capital independent of Hut 8's balance sheet, while preserving long-term exposure to Bitcoin's upside for the shareholders. And according to the announcement, existing American Bitcoin shareholders will own roughly 98% of the newly formed company. Following the transaction, the new company will control most of the outstanding stock. And I heard Trump even say in his own words, his plan is to make not only America the Bitcoin mining hub of the world, but American Bitcoin the biggest Bitcoin mining facility in the world. Game on. This is the global hash war family. Hut 8 will continue to manage the American Bitcoin infrastructure and operations through the long-term commercial agreements. Those deals are expected, according to the announcement, to generate stable contracted revenue stream from Hut 8's power and digital infrastructure segments. Now, what exactly is American Bitcoin? Hut 8 acquired the majority stake in American Bitcoin when it unveiled at the end of March, backing from several members of the Trump family. The company, formerly known as American Data Center, Good rebrand on the name, by the way. Founded by a group of investors with Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., and Eric Trump. You got to throw Barron in there, the time traveler. Now, following the deal, American Bitcoin took ownership of Hut 8's Bitcoin mining hardware. The announcement at the time explained the new firm aims to become the world's largest, most efficient, pure-play Bitcoin miner while building a robust, strategic Bitcoin reserve. So let's freaking go, Nakamoto! I mean, that's pretty significant news and pretty exciting to say the least. So let me know your thoughts on that. Will they become the biggest Bitcoin miner in the world as their goal? Let me know your thoughts and I'll read your comments. Serial entrepreneur. I have many businesses that I am either working with or own outright. Shout out to the serial entrepreneurs out there. It is actually going to be refreshing the network in the Vegas conference instead of the nose and the grind every day. It's a good little vacay, right? CZ to advise Pakistan on digital assets. That's right. That news came in last week, which is also a pretty big deal. So nothing but pure bullishness across the board, to say the least. Nothing but very exciting things happening in the markets as more and more companies start establishing Bitcoin reserves and Bitcoin treasuries, and there's plenty of Bitcoin to go around. 21 million finite limited supply, unlike gold, Peter Schiffmeister. JV, people are realizing the biddy is the edge against inflation. Exactly. It's the perfect hedge. Taiwan needs more Bitcoin than the gunpowder. Exactly. We are the best. You are the best. We appreciate you and all the mods. Shout out all the mods for holding it down. Nippinator, your former chairman of the SEC. He ain't playing no games. He means business, that Nippinator. There's nothing like the Nippinator indicator. And so when you get it, you take advantage of it.
Going, cold storm for the rocket flame. Take up, lift up, so chill as we fire it up. Moon up, doing up, yup.
Dancing on inflation like it's 1984. Ain't no Fed chair telling me where to go. Haters talk smack, I just nod and stack. Flex that orange B like a royal flag. Tap root smooth, got a flex so pure. Even my memes got a network secure.
Let's go. Looks like we're up to 700 people on the live stream. Let me check the X feed. Thank you guys. All comments and quotes will get reposted. We want to orange pill as many people as possible. And how we hack the algorithm is simple. Just comment, quote the stream. I can repost it. It helps out tremendously. And thank you guys in advance. Shout out Sergio. Love the meme. And of course, our very own Oracle, JCIS, KZY, James LC, the rest of the fam, Surge, Fairground, Short Coin. If Peter Schiff finds out there is no gold, he will jump on the bandwagon of the biddy. Well, according to his own words, I listened to one of his interviews a few months back, and they asked him straight up, like, what kind of exposure to gold do you have? And he said, I don't own any gold. So the gold bug doesn't even own any. Want to know what he owns? Foreign gold stocks. You can't make this shit up. Peter Schiff doesn't even support the own American, whatever we call it, the American stock market or the American, he's supporting foreign gold stocks. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. Stupidity, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, the best is baddie. So yeah, he's not even holding the underlying asset. And he's like the biggest gold proponent. Like you think gold, who represents gold besides Schiff? Only name that comes to my mind is the Schiffmeister. And then low-key, I kind of in the back of the mind think of Robert Kiyosaki because he's been so strong at pushing gold and silver for decades. But now he's the Bitcoin guy. Robert Kiyosaki. He's a boomer, but he's pushing Bitcoin above and beyond even gold and silver. So the gold guy, and gold, FYI, is nothing more than the poor man's Bitcoin. Peter Schiff. And the guy doesn't even hold any gold. That's like the biggest Bitcoin proponent or influencer saying buy Bitcoin and not owning any. And saying, yeah, I don't own any. I just own some Microstrategy stock. Very similar. That's Peter Schiff for you. Hence, Schiffmeister. Shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. You feel me? JB, I'm at work, watching the greatest show on the tube. Love you, brother. Right back at bada boom, bada bing. I bought a Bitcoin. Exactly. We're buying the biddy, stacking the biddy. No diddy.
Oh, bring me up, biddy glow. Prize discovery, yeah, let it show. Bang, 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 like a B-52, we built a biddy.
Stacked revolutionary love shack blue. I'm stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy. Stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats cause the IMF hates me. stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me. No Diddy, no Jay-Z, stacking the biddy like it's Nipsey and JV. Stacking the biddy like it's paper and Chandy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen.
My canteen is empty. Good Lord. This show always goes better when everyone's in the green. Orange is the new green. Let's get it. At this moment, I'm watching JV. I have 3 other screens open with emails, a website, and I am building and trading view. I am definitely a multitasker. Yeah, if you look at my laptop downstairs, I got about 100 tabs open. For some reason, I just never close them. Insane. At least we haven't had the bot attacks. Oh, yeah. It's all good, though. I welcome the bot attacks. It just means we're getting love in the algorithm. So on those rare occurrences, it's like YouTube's giving us the juice. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Life is a game of chess that makes biddies the damn queen. Stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream. Like Biggie, it was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
Let's biddy up, babe, bang, bang on the door. Coffee tastes so good when it hits your lips. It's an acquired taste. As a kid, I once took a sip of my father's coffee. It ruined me for 40 years. I just stayed away from coffee, had no interest in it my whole life. And I was an avid tea drinker. I've always been into the teas. And then maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I started drinking some coffee. And it's grown on me, and I'm a huge fan. But as a kid, don't ever try coffee. You'll hate it for the rest of your life. It's something you got to like. It's a mature taste bud thing. And so an acquired taste, personally, I just love the caffeine. So I love the espresso. I'm doing 2 cups a day. I've been missing out my entire life, but it's better to figure it out later than never. It's like it's better to figure out Bitcoin now than never. You know what I mean? But I love being caffeinated. It's pretty amazing. I'm digging the caffeine. What happens if we fall below 100? What happens? I think you know what happens. We'll rise right back up again. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Nothing new under the sun. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. You buy more, exactly. You consider it. Bitcoiners are always winners. Let me explain why. When Bitcoin dips, it goes an opportunity to stack more sats and buy more, build on your position, dollar cost average, DCA, the game plan of the Mikey Sailor and the Sailor, strategy. Hence why he's always buying. You don't care if it's at the top or the bottom or anywhere in between. He's buying forever. He's going to be buying the top forever. Now, on the flip side of that, Bitcoin, when Bitcoin's ripping, granted you have some form of position, you're counting your blessings. So it don't matter if Bitcoins are ripping like a new Scottie Pippen or we're dripping and slipping like DMX. Either way, we win. Checkmate. We won. That's all I'm saying.
Baby, never let it fade. Auto house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold them, yeah, we're
holding, never folding. As a kid, my mom let me make coffee, milk, 3/4 milk, 1/4 coffee. Wow. Wowzer, Scoob. I couldn't imagine if I would have drank, because my dad drank his coffee black, so I had a sip of the black coffee. I was like, why are adults so stupid? Why would they drink this poisonous crap? It's disgusting. But, you don't know what you don't know. Little did I know the caffeine would turn JV into a Bitcoin Super Saiyan. Literally. But anyways, fam, we're up to 800 people on the live. Let's continue with the bitty news, shall we? And shout out McGregor, our feature story of the day. I'll give you all the latest updates with McGregor and Max Keiser proposing for a Ireland strategic Bitcoin reserve and what's going on over there. Of course, there's been some back and forth over our necks regarding the meeting dates and such. I just went to the store and got a half and half. And sugar, of course. I don't know why. I don't understand how people can drink sugar. It's disgusting. My grandmother gave me a coffee to calm me down before school. That's hilarious. To calm the oracle down. Did that work? I highly doubt it. Bitcoin and coffee. That's the new channel. Exactly. Welcome to the Bitcoin Cafe with CNA and the Bitty Van. We're the Bitcoin Cafe. Of course. I need to launch my own brand of coffee. Can anyone help me with that? Anyone have any hookups to special Ethiopian coffee beans or something? Hook a brother up. We'll create our own line. No Bitcoin hodler and a loss. If they hold for more than 4 years, that's a fact, Jack. In fact, that's a blackjack. Bitcoin is not a one-cycle play. Most of us are in the fourth halving. There you go, exactly. Oh my God, that's wild. I'm trying to the Oracle. I'm nervous because I should have cashed out Inauguration Day. No one can time the top there, Iconic or Ione, so don't beat yourself up. Everyone's like, yeah, if I would have just sold at the top and bought back, and I could have, yeah, in a perfect world, but hindsight is 2020. Hence, we just stack sats and buy the top forever, Laura. Sudan, Arabic beans. Hook me up if you got the hookup, get the cook up. We can start slanging the coffee beans. We'll make up for being shadow banned. There's a lot of profits in the coffee. Maybe there's not that much profit streaming when you're shadow banned, but we can start selling the coffee beans. Like Bukele, $50 a bag. Take that, evildoers. Just saying. But anyways, fam, keep the comments flowing. I appreciate y'all. Still got a lot to share, so let's transition next story of the day. We're going to dive deeper into Nakamoto. We touched upon American Bitcoin, the new Bitcoin miner company backed by the Trump family with the new partnership with Hut 8. Well, let's dive deeper into the breaking news of Nakamoto Holdings merging with Kindly MD to build the Bitcoin treasury. That's right. Healthcare services provider Kindly MD merged with Bitcoin native holding company Nakamoto Holdings to build a Bitcoin treasury. And according to the new announcement, Nakamoto Holdings, the new company founded by the Bitcoin Magazine CEO David Bailey, crypto advisor to President Trump, plans to build the first global network of Bitcoin treasury companies in partnership with Bitcoin Inc. Quoting Bailey here, traditional finance and Bitcoin native markets are converging. The securitization of Bitcoin will redraw the world's economic map. We believe a future is coming where every balance sheet, public or private, holds the biddy. That's right, or get left behind, or become extinct. Now, long-term, the firm's plan includes developing an ecosystem of Bitcoin native companies, including media, advisory, and financial services. Hey, I'm seeking sponsors, David Bailey, all aiming to accelerate the Bitcoin adoption and utility. The company resulting from the new merger aims to accumulate Bitcoin and grow the Bitcoin held per share. Much like Mikey Saylor's Strategy B, the new firm plans to leverage equity, debt, and other offerings to achieve its objectives. The announcement promises the company will provide market exposure to Bitcoin with a compliant, transparent structure. Bailey said the combined company he will need or lead plans to bring Bitcoin to the center of the global capital market by integrating it into the debt, equity, and preferred shares and a new hybrid structure. Our mission, simple. List these instruments on every major exchange in the world. Game on. Now, shares of Kindly MD will continue to trade on the NASDAQ under the symbol KDLY. Let me know if you ever heard of this company. The newly formed company will be renamed and trade under the new ticker. Nakamoto, baby, the Bitcoin Treasury Company. I think that's a pretty lit name for the Bitcoin Treasury Company. Obviously named after the great Satoshi Nakamoto. The board of directors of Nakamoto Holdings and Kindly MD have unanimously approved the transaction, which will also require the approval of the latter company shareholders. The transaction includes $510 million in gross proceeds from private placement and public equity, priced at $1.12 per share, consisting of common stock pre-funded warrants in Kindly MD and $200 million in gross proceeds from the sale of senior secured convertible notes maturing in 2028. Sounds like they took the approach of the Saylor put with doing the, exact way they raised money with the senior convertible notes. The financing is expected to close in conjunction with the merger, and upon completion, the newly combined firm will inherit the obligations and business relationships of Nakamoto Holdings, including marketing services provided by Bitcoin Inc., the publisher of Bitcoin Magazine, and the organizer of the annual Bitcoin Conference, and the crowd is going wild. And next story, we'll be discussing strategy adding roughly 13,400 Bitcoin for $1.34 billion as Mikey Saylor continues to accumulate all the Bitcoin in existence. It's hard to relax. I get it. Just be patient. It will average out. I have been in for the long time. I know how it feels. I have bought some of the previous all-time high. I know how it averages out. Precisely. Well said. Coffee out of the Boulder, Colorado. You can buy the beans online. Can we mix some like CBD from the cannabis with the coffee and do something special for the broskies? 420 blend. I'm just saying. Everyone said they missed it from cents to $3. Then at $12, 100, they missed it. Then at 1,000, they missed it. At 10,000, they missed it. Now at 100,000, Bitcoin will always add another zero. Precisely, and you're always going to have the same story. 100%. Bitcoin could be 10 million, and people are going to be like, oh, I could have bought it at $1 million. KDLY, this price is going to berserk today. Good. Excellent. Let that stock go to the moon. Let all the Bitcoin-related stocks moon. It's only good for Bitcoin. Horrible day. Why do you say that? The one. It usually adds a 0 after the halving. 10x. A 0 is a 10x gain. And 10x from here is $1 million per coin. Let that sink in. And then a 10x from a milli, shit, that's 10 million. 10x from 10 million, we're talking $100 million Bitcoin. 10x from 100 mil, we're talking the big B. Baby. That's a $1 billion Bitcoin B. Respect. Look at the monthly chart. KDLY almost, holy shit, are you serious? Good Lord, 400% gain. It pays to adopt Bitcoin and create a Bitcoin treasury company. You're going to have support from the entire Bitcoin community. There's like 100 million of us. Just like in the United States, at least 50 million, right? Globally, there's probably a couple of 100 million of us that can all support you. We're the cyber hornets. Why do you think I'm rocking the yellow? And speaking of the cyber hornets and the Bitcoin bees and the honey badgers that don't give a what? Check this out. I learned something the other day about the bumblebee. The bumblebee is one of the fascinating creatures. I'm going to read you a little bumblebee fact. Did you know bumblebees levitate? That's right. Bumblebees don't fly. They levitate. I dare say the Wu-Tang Killer Bees, the Bitcoin bees, baby. This is what it says. Inside the bumblebee, there is a hollow cavity next to the larynx where the bees move their wings. The cavity starts resonating at the same resonance as the Earth's magnetic field at 7.83 hertz. The bee then becomes a free agent inside a magnetic field, making the bumblebee able to levitate. Bitcoin and the bumblebee were one and the same. We're one and the same. The Bitcoin price levitates. It don't need wings. Whether Satoshi is an angel is irrelevant. We don't need the wings of Satoshi. We got the bumblebee. Baby. Honey badger don't give a what? Bumblebee. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to the Transformers. Wasn't one of the Transformers named Bumblebee? I look like a bumblebee. She's Louise. My husband wants to raise the bumblebees in our cabin. Raise the bumblebee. It's magical. We need more pure honey in this world. What Shandy say in our bars? Stop making war. Let's make honey. Come on now. I enjoy the education by JB that I am ready and will not miss the millie. Now we're talking.
Holding, never folding. I've always been a rapper, honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker. Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the Bitcoin panda. You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow. Like, do you even Bitcoin, bro? Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. Now listen up closely, low-key, stacking BTC like Satoshis. In El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies, raising up the biddy like Gohan. Living in a huddle house, we're not the pawns.
And see, when we play Chandy 10, we always summon Chandy to the stream. So shout out Chandy, appreciate ya, loving the music.
Let's biddy up, babe.
Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Huddle house strong.
Yeah, we built it this way, know when to hold 'em. Yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin's dripping like a new Scottie Pippen. 80 G's,
We're royalty, biddy kings and queens.
manifesting the kingdom that's finally come.
Playing chess moves, checkmate, we won. We're raising the roof in El Salvador. And speaking of chess moves, victory. I'm on a 5-game win streak here between last night and this morning, so I had to flex on the broskies. We already have the black bear hanging around. She's so cute. The black bear, eh? Honeybees aren't supposed to be able to fly. Their wings are compared to their body size and supposed to lift. Now, if gravity was a real thing, how does the bumblebee levitating defy gravity? How does the helium balloon defy gravity? Explain that one. Why are birds able to defy gravity? Congrats. Oh, thank you. That's nothing. I think my biggest streak was like 18-game win streak. But then it was probably followed by like a 12-game losing streak. It's crazy how that works. But anyways, yeah, I love chess. So what I do in my free time, let me think. Listen to Mac Miller, play chess, stack sats, work out. Listen to Mac Miller, play chess, stack sats, work out. Listen to Mac Miller, play chess, stack sats, work out. Listen to Mac Miller, play chess, stack sats, work out. That's my life in a nutshell. And I do streams every day. But that's me. Let's get it.
Freedom flows, IMF can't hold us no more.
Stacking BTC like Tate versus the BBC. Stacking the biddy like BTC OGs. Stacking BTC on Lightning with no fees. Stacking BTC like Snoop Dogg rolls weed. Stacking BTC like Scarface with a nosebleed. Stacking BTC like Shinobi, nobody knows me. Stacking BTC like everyone owes me. Stacking BTC like Max and John McAfee.
Let's get it. But anyways, I'm pretty excited today. There's just a lot of bullishness in the markets. But let's continue with the bitty news and continue with the headlines. The latest from Mikey Saylor. Big announcement, as we anticipated, because he posted the Saylor tracker yesterday. The headline here reads, Strategy added 13,390 Bitcoin for 1.34 billion as the bitty price topped 100 G's. That's right. Strategy purchased the fresh batch of Bitcoin as Bitcoin pushed back above 100 last week, acquiring 13,390 Bitcoin for 1.34 billion between May 5th and the 11th, according to the announcement on May 12th. The acquisition has increased Strategy's total Bitcoin holdings by 2.4% to a total of 568,840 BTC, acquired for about $39.4 billion at an average price of $69,000 per coin. The newly announced purchases were made at an average price of $99,800 per bitty, with Bitcoin reclaiming, obviously, the massive psychological mark of 100 G's. Following the acquisition, Strategy met its previous 2025 Bitcoin yield target. According to Michael Saylor's post, the purchase brought Strategy's Bitcoin yield, an indicator representing the percentage of change of the ratio between the Bitcoin holdings and the assumed diluted shares, to 15.5%. So people are loving it. And previously mentioned, Strategy was previously seeking to maintain the Bitcoin yield at 15%, and the firm has lifted the yield target to 25% May of this year, which is the month we're currently in. Meanwhile, Peter Schiff continues to voice gloomy predictions, but who really cares about the Fudmeister? Peter, but why not? Let's entertain him just for the sake of laughs. Your next buy will likely push your average cost above 70,000. I guess he wrote this to Michael Saylor. The next leg down in Bitcoin will likely push the market price below your average cost. Not good considering how much you borrowed to buy the Bitcoin. When you sell small paper losses, you'll become the huge real losses. Well, he has also predicted Microstrategy going bankrupt, and I just don't see Microstrategy going bankrupt, but that's the Peter Schiffmeister for you. Let me know your thoughts and feedback, and next story we'll discuss Metaplanet officially now holds more Bitcoin than the country of El Salvador. Then I'll give you the big news with Conor McGregor and Max Keiser, Nayib Bukele establishing the strategic bitty reserve for the country of Ireland. Let's go, bitty broskies. Big news on the way. Big news on the way. He always buys before a deep or dip shows you he don't care. Exactly. He can care less. He knows it's going up forever. Bring facts. The bees in my hive are pretty nice. I've only got stung once. The bees in the tree are African eyes. They have swarmed on me and tried to kill me, luckily, in a bee suit. You ever see the people like prepared in the suit, but then somehow the bees get within the suit? Oops. I'm driving, so you have to decipher the talk to the text grammar. It's all good in the hood. We all know the damn spell things change everything, especially on YouTube. MicroStrategy would have to get liquidated to 8,000 before the price. It's not happening. MicroStrategy is not going to zero. MicroStrategy is going to continue to outperform every major stock in the United States. You feel me? Yeah, a lot of people are allergic to the bees. I once got stung by a bee when I was a kid. I had to go to the hospital. My entire body swelled up. I got stung. I was like at a park or something. And then I went to bed and my mom went and checked on me and my whole face was like this. My whole body was swollen. And then they took me to the hospital and they injected me with steroids in my ass. And I thought I was going to die. I had like a bad reaction to whatever they, you know what I mean? Like, whop! Ah! Start screaming. I hate doctors and hospitals, if you couldn't figure that one out. Look at my X account. It's there. Now, something I have discovered, though, black seed oil. I've been talking about that a lot. If you have any type of insect bite, probably even a bee sting, it helps out tremendously because it's the greatest anti-inflammatory known to mankind. It's stronger than turmeric and ginger as an anti-inflammatory, and it's even more effective than steroids. So, for example, hypothetically, let's say I got stung by a bee and I'm still allergic in my older age now, I can probably just put on some black seed oil and it'll probably help tremendously. Obviously, depending upon how severe the allergic reaction, but just something I want to throw out there. Because I did get like, you know, every once in a while I get like a mosquito bite or an insect bite and I put black seed oil on it. Not only does it instantly eliminate the itch, it makes whatever swellingness go down almost instantly. It's pretty miraculous. But you're not going to see any doctor recommend it. And that's the issue we have with Big Pharma. Dang, JB, that sounds gnarly, bro. It was pretty gnarly. Steroids, motor oil, do you really know? If you eat the honey from the local bees, it helps with the allergic reaction. Good to note. Shout out Sweet Bitty McGee. Welcome to the live stream. And again, welcome everyone joining us. We just smashed 1,000 people here. Excelente. And make sure everybody, there was a fantastic documentary, I shared it a while back, of Max Keiser exposing the financial corruption of Ireland. It's a 2-part series. I posted it. I tagged Conor McGregor, the notorious MMA. Shout out Conor. We're about to tap into the feature story here in a bit. But I just wanted to point that out. If you haven't watched the 2-part series, be sure to do so and make sure to repost it. Let's spread the word. Let's make sure Conor McGregor watches that if he hasn't already. Again, 2-part series, fantastic. Shout out Trevor Fay. Join us live for the latest of the Bitty news. Respect. Shout out Mac D and the rest of the fam. Shandy 10, where you at? Let's get it. But yeah, next story of the day regarding Metaplanet, and then the latest regarding the strategic Bitcoin reserve being proposed by Conor and Max, and the meetup between McGregor, Max, and Bukele. All the latest updates as per the High Priest, Your Holiness, Max Keiser. But first, Metaplanet now holds more Bitcoin than El Salvador. That's right, yo. Japanese investment firm, the Japanese Microstrategy, Metaplanet, added another 129 million to the Bitcoin treasury, pushing the total holdings past the Bitcoin stacking country of El Salvador. Quoting their CEO here, Metaplanet now holds more Bitcoin than El Salvador. From humble beginnings to rivaling nation states, we're just getting started. On May 12th, the Tokyo-listed firm announced it had acquired 1,241 of the Bitty for 14.8 million yen, 101,000 USD per coin. The total buy, all at its highest ever Bitcoin purchase price, is worth around 129 million at the current price. This brings the firm's total holdings to 6,796 BTC, worth 707 million at today's prices, with an average price of 91,000 per Bitty. Metaplanet started the Bitcoin accumulation strategy back in April of last year. El Salvador, currently the 6th largest nation-state holder of Bitcoin, with 6,714 Bitcoin, worth 642 million, according to the National Bitcoin Office. Shout out to the Bitcoin country, Nayib Bukele, and the rest of the family. The Japanese investment firm also reported a Bitcoin yield, which measures the ratio percentage of the change of the Bitcoin holding per fully diluted share of 38% of the current market or current quarter to date. The firm achieved a Bitcoin yield of 95% during the first quarter of this year, 95.6%. Metaplanet has been more aggressive in accumulating Bitcoin in the recent months with a purchase of 5,555 Bitcoin on May 7th, 4 purchases in total totaling 18,586 of the Bitty, and 6 purchases in March totaling 18,925 of the Bitty, each by larger than the previous. The firm is the largest holder of Bitcoin in Asia and the 10th largest globally. Meanwhile, Mikey Saylor yesterday posted the infamous Saylor tracker, and he's a man of his word because, again, massive $1+ billion purchase for Bitcoin for strategy. Game on. Let me read your comments. We're about to dive into our feature story, discuss the latest from UFC champion Conor McGregor, proposing for the Bitcoin strategic reserve for the country of Ireland. The people of Ireland need the Bitty. We have 5 million of the fighting Irish ready to embrace the hardest money to ever exist. So game on. That was the first thing. JV keeps going in and out. Snappa, what's going on in this world? I got to blame it on the lizard folk. There's no other explanation. Try a simple refresh. I just confirmed my connection says excellent. So it shouldn't be glitching out. If it is, refresh or close the app. If you're watching on an app, it should fix itself. We should be good. You know what I mean? Lizard folk ain't got shit on JV. Even with the destroyed striker, that just means we've been striking the gong. That just means we're lifting consciousness for humanity into the Christ consciousness, one gong strike at a time. It's red panty night when you sign up to fight me. Back at your home with your wife. It's a celebration. Precisely.
It's red panty night when you sign to fight me, yeah? Back at home with your wife. It's a celebration.
Shout out Conor McGregor. Let's go. Bitcoin for the win. Changing nations, baby. Happy 11/11. 1,111 people on the live stream. Try stream. We're live and action on YouTube. About to transition into our feature story of the day. I'm going to check the X feed one more time, get an opportunity to get reposted and shouted out, such as Mr. Corvette. Make sure you're following him. He supports our stream each and every day. I support the fam that supports us here at the CNA Bitcoin Cafe. Shout out Adam Taylor as well, George T, and the rest of the fam. Let's get it. Just hit you with a repost, broski. Give me some of that 96. Gong, 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 bong, bong, the doing, the doing. JB, do you have a drum set as well, or just the gong? To be quite honest, I'm not a musician. The only instrument in my house is the gong. And this is a legit gong instrument. It makes an incredible resonance. I want to actually get like a full-size one, like they have it like the Tibetan temples and such. Oh my God. Yeah, I love the sound of this resonance. Check it. It's mind-blowing. But no, I don't have a drum set. Red panty night every night, or as a wise man once said, no panty night. No panties. I got grok to admit that the MSM is propagandized in the USA. Now tell me something we don't know. What mainstream media outlet isn't spreading propaganda? Any of them? Thank you, Oracle. I can hear now with no cutting out. What did the trick for you there, Tammy? Good to hear. Refresh. Excellent. We Gucci. So sweet bitty. Let's get it. And shout out to the Nibbinator, your former chairman of the SEC. It's already 2:04. Holy moly. Time is a flying here today. So, all right, I think it's that time. We're about to transition into our feature story of the day. You guys ready? All right. And shout out to the Nibbinator. Now for our feature story of the day, UFC champion, double champ. A former UFC double champ, Conor McGregor, backs an Irish Bitcoin reserve, saying it puts the power in the people's hand. That's right, because Bitcoin is the people's money. And there's been a lot of news here surrounding Conor meeting up with Nayib Bukele to ultimately propose a Bitcoin strategic reserve for Ireland. And for those that don't know, he's actually running for presidency in Ireland. So let me read to you some of the bullishness here. Max Keiser put, yes, the nation state sailor play can be rolled out in Ireland. Shout out Max Keiser. This would be topic number 1 at the Bitcoin Nation State Summit between President Bukele and Conor McGregor. And he posted that off the back of this post. Conor McGregor times El Salvador, Bukele's Bitcoin reserve talk, celebrity power meets nation state adoption. Irish strategic reserve could mirror Microstrategy's playbook. Geopolitical hedging goes mainstream. And in other headlines just published, Conor McGregor and Max Keiser push for Irish Bitcoin reserve. Another headline, Conor McGregor and Max Keiser. Oh, I guess I have that one twice. Another headline from MSN. Says UFC legend Conor McGregor proposed an Irish Bitcoin strategic reserve. So this is major mainstream news now. McGregor for president with Bitcoin in his corner. Anything is possible. Another headline, Conor McGregor to meet Bukele over Ireland's Bitcoin reserve. So I want to share with you the latest of what's going on here. So let me share this with you. So here we go. And again, welcome everyone joining the live stream here with us today. Here's the latest. Conor McGregor recently called for the Irish government to create a national Bitcoin strategic reserve to put the power of the money back in the hands of the people. We have 5 million fighting Irish who can benefit from individual property rights and individual sovereignty, which is precisely what it provides to us. I already shared with you McGregor's specific tweet. The UFC fighter, who is also an Irish national, has urged Max Keiser and President Bukele to organize the meeting that could give Ireland a taste of Bitcoin. Max and Nayib Bukele, he said, send me a message and let's organize the meeting. And in fact, Max Keiser shared a date asking Conor if that would work for him here this morning. And also, this is actually a great documentary called Hotspots that Max Keiser did back in April of 2011. And this is obviously behind the scenes is Stacey Herbert. But they have these incredible documentaries exposing corruption. And this particular one was done in Ireland. So I shared it tagging Conor McGregor, and Max Keiser reposted it. If you guys can repost that as well on X, I want to make sure Conor McGregor watches this documentary, which is pretty awesome. It's a 2-part series. Let me know. And on it, ultimately, again, Keiser is exposing the financial corruption within Ireland, and Bitcoin being the obvious solution. Conor McGregor might be coming to El Salvador, according to Salvadorian Pride, another big influencer X account. The meeting's agenda includes the need for Ireland to allocate money to Bitcoin, and according to Max, Ireland, which is developing a sovereign wealth fund estimated at around 114 billion, should put all of its money into Bitcoin. Could you imagine Ireland establishing the strategic Bitcoin reserve with 114 billion? I sure can. So yeah, Ireland has the chance to avoid financial ruin by putting their entire 114 billion euro windfall into the Irish Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Fund. According to Max Keiser, the general sentiment is that financial corruption in Ireland can be eliminated with efficient systems under the Strategic Reserve. And based on this, McGregor will help of Keiser and President Bukele aiming to replicate what El Salvador did. They already have the proven blueprint, as El Salvador was the first country to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve back in 2021. And like McGregor, Max encourages the North Atlantic Ocean-based island to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve to guarantee long-term economic independence. Quoting him here, holding anything else, this is according to Max, holding anything else is 100% mathematically guaranteed to lose purchasing power against Bitcoin, and therefore Ireland would be guaranteed to lose relevance against all countries and companies now creating the Bitcoin strategic reserve funds as the world adopts the Bitcoin standard. And the reason he shared this is Max asked, besides Bitcoin, should we adopt any other cryptocurrencies? And again, I'm paraphrasing, and Max said no. And I also, chimed in and ultimately said Bitcoin only. And the bulk of the people, if you actually read the comments, are saying the same thing. Bitcoin only, Bitcoin only. And my logic for why it should be Bitcoin only is Bitcoin is the only truly decentralized cryptocurrency. It's the very first, and everything else is an imitation copy. Bitcoin got the first mover's advantage, and it is the only cryptocurrency without an attack vector, thanks to Satoshi Nakamoto. Due to the true decentralized nature of it, there's zero attack vector. In fact, the more you try to attack the Bitcoin network, the stronger it becomes. You cannot say the same against any other cryptocurrency because you can attack something and there's people involved. And when people are involved, corruption is involved. And that's why all of these meme coins and everything always end up getting rugged. It's due to human error. With Bitcoin, there is no human error. And we can thank Satoshi for that. Now, Max also says it's like gunpowder. If you don't embrace the power of gunpowder, be prepared to be taken over by countries that do. So this is an opportunity for Ireland to stop getting left behind by the corruption within their governments and politicians in which control the fiat currencies. And we also know Bitcoin perpetuates peace and love, while fiat currency will continue to perpetuate war and violence all around the world. And with that being shared, fam, let me know your thoughts with McGregor potentially becoming a president of Ireland and the proposal for the strategic Bitcoin reserve for the country of Ireland and 5 million fighting Irish. And I'll read your comments out loud. And let me also share with you the day that Max is proposing for the conference meetup. I'm going to his wall right now, and I'll read that out loud to you. I forgot the particular date. I believe it was next month in June, but let me verify that. Let's see. Abada boom, abada Bitcoin. Let's see here. Well, I guess it's in the thread, so it's not in front of me right now, but one of you guys can verify it. I know I reposted it earlier, so you can find it on my timeline as well. I just don't have it pulled up in front of me at the current moment. But it's sometime in June, so hopefully they do finally link up, they sit down, and they discuss it. The more conversations going on around the world about establishing strategic Bitcoin reserves, the bigger this game theory and global hash war will continue to expand. And the pretty little bitty is going to do what the pretty little bitty does best, going up forever, Laura. New Hampshire was the state number 1 to live free or die. Most of the states are putting wording that state's market cap 500 billion, which ultimately means only Bitcoin is qualified for that. Good point. Why are people selling? Dumb people are going to be dumb people. Bitcoin is the only currency that has true scarcity. Precisely. 21 million finite limited supply. Good point, Oracle. There will only be 21 million. Scarcity is the key to longevity. Gold, fiat, ETC, or all have the ETF, all have the ability, etc., the ability to manipulate it beyond exactly. They can print more. There's no other cryptocurrency qualified to empower a nation. That's my wording that I put in my post in response to McGregor. I just don't have it pulled up in front of me, but I'm paraphrasing from my memory here. I'm like, there's no other cryptocurrency qualified to empower an entire nation besides Bitcoin. And you're 100% correct, Oracle. It has true scarcity. It is the only truly decentralized cryptocurrency with true scarcity where they cannot create more of it, and there's no attack vector whatsoever. You understand? That's a blackjack, baby. 21 fairy tales. Hit me now. Type it on the phone. You got to do what you got to do. And again, welcome everyone. This is the Q&A segment of the live stream. Let me share my screen again real quick. I also wanted to point out, again, massive shout out to Max Keiser. I want to actually go to his wall real quick. Make sure everyone, you're following him. I'm sure you already are, but just in case you're not, he has actually several different accounts I suggest you follow you may not know about. You have the Bit Christ, Toxic, Max Keiser, a lot of the classics. Max and Stacy Golf. Of course, make sure you're following Stacy Herbert, Huddle House Studio, and Coco Max Country. And there's actually a bunch more of his accounts as well. This is his actual wall. You can see he's the legend himself. And Max and Stacy are the ones responsible for giving Bukele the strategic advice on establishing the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So I dare say Max, Stacy, Michael Saylor, and Bukele are going to be the people McGregor's going to want to get around in that circle to understand how to do this the proper way for the country of Ireland. And you can see this article was just published. Conor McGregor and Max Keiser push for the Bitcoin reserve. And then you can see here's the two-part series I posted that Max reposted. Shout out Max Keiser. I put must watch. Max is exposing the financial corruption of Ireland. Bitcoin fixes this, and I tagged Conor McGregor. So I'm encouraging you watching this right now, repost this. Let's make sure Conor McGregor watches this, and let's get this meeting set up with McGregor and Bukele and Max Keiser, and let's establish this Bitcoin strategic reserve for the country of Ireland. The people deserve it. The people have spoken. And shout out to the bumblebees while we're at it. Jeremiah 29:11, King James Version. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Thank you for the Bible quote. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says his top priority is develop a rational regulatory framework for the crypto. Into biddy, pre-low biddy, no diddy. Bukele is going to be in Vegas. JV, I might actually get to meet him. Let's get it. That's massive. Bukele will be in Vegas. You know, Max and Stacy are speaking in Vegas. The Trump family will be speaking in Vegas. I don't know if the POTUS, but I know for sure the juniors, Trump juniors. Let's frickin' go. Exactly. There's a name we have for people who save in fiat. What do we call them, folks? You tell me.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value.
What do we call them, folks? You let me know.
We call them poor. We call them poor. People.
That Michael Saylor is something else. But JV, what's the second best crypto asset, you may ask?
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Tell them, KRS.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
There you have it. Going up forever. The apex predator. Pre-low biddy. No diddy. Everyone's buying the dip. Love it. I just reposted everyone from my BTC News Alerts account. And this is your opportunity to share your comments. I'll do my best to read them out loud. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll stick around for a little longer. And then I got to end the stream, pick up my little one. And reminder, all week, early stream, 1 p.m. What up, JV? Chanel 7 Laws, what it do? We call them poor. Philippine beans, 6:30. I can do all things with a little bit of the caffeine in a doobie. Holy shit. I want Fax's version of the Bible. It sounds like you discovered the cheat code, brother. Play BTFD. Buy that mother freaking dip. Bounce, bounce. Come on, bounce. Bring Fax, bring a half an ounce. If you got biddy, then pass around. Sniffing out the biddy like a basset hound. Just saying.
Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin.
Thank you, sailor. It's Mikey, the sailor, man. Toot, toot. Let's get it. I already gave it today. Yay. Word. I have to drop off the car for a few tires. Oh, snap. $9,000 per tire, thanks to inflation. Good Lord. That'll be 9, 18, 27, 36,000 for a set of 4 tires. And 2,000 for a pair of Nikes. Welcome to the future, short coin. However, with Bitcoin, it's 0.00000012 BTC. JV with the bars. About to be safe. Bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. Bring Fax, bring a half an ounce. If you got biddy, then pass around. Sniff it out a biddy like a basset hound. I can pull the biddy girls everywhere. What does it require? You just need a Bukele hat. Keep hope alive.
President Bukele, props to you. You got game 100K. Crypto new every day. CNA, yeah, we don't play.
It's the Bitcoin slang. It's the Bitcoin way. 2024 dragons. We don't slay dragons. We are dragons that slay. And speaking of dragons, I actually shared something on my timeline the other day. There's 36 references of dragons in the Bible. And every ancient civilization references dragons as well. How many references of dinosaurs? 0. What are they hiding from us? Why'd they replace the dragon with dinosaurs? What kind of bullshit is this? There are only 21,000 Bitcoin nodes and wide right now. If you think you are late, let that sink in. Yeah, maybe there'll be a day where every human being on the planet is running their own Bitcoin node. We're early. Everybody in the house, bounce, bounce, come on, bounce. Bring Fax, bring a half an ounce. JV, what it do? No Mountain Dew, no Diddy. In the future, you'll just be happy when the bread briefly dips below 5,000 a loaf. I already quit eating bread. All the bread is poison at the grocery store. Even in the special section, in the frozen food section, it's pretty sus. So even the $12 loaves of bread are like bad for you. Let alone, what do you think you're getting for $2 for a loaf of bread? Poison, poison, poison. So good luck with that. Just give it up altogether. Eat clean. Like your boy, Bumblebee. Call me the crypto Bumblebee. The bitty Bumblebee. The bitty bee. Shout out Bad Bee, by the way. Talking a lot about the bumblebees today. She's the expert. Dragons have treasure. Dinosaurs sell museum tickets. Bingo, sweet bitty. Bingo. I've got to go answer the phone. Yeah, pick up the phone, Oracle.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up.
Pick up the phone. Everybody in the house, bounce, bounce. That's right. But welcome again, everybody joining us. Live stream, try stream. Nibinator indicator. 1022. Can we hit 1094? Is the price action going to transcend the firmament? Through the water-filled sky? You let me know. My wife makes our bread. That's the only way. Well, that's the way. I know the Oracle probably is doing the same thing. "2024 dragons. We don't slay dragons. We are dragons that slay." Bruce Lee, the dragon. Enter the Dragon. Return of the Dragon. You think that's a coincidence? He's trying to tell us something. Dragons are real. Dragons are real. So don't play with no dragons. BLNG. I don't know what that stands for. I think it's bingo. Was his name, Bo? Running your own node is the only way to know you really own the Bitcoin. That's right, because it gives you privacy and you could verify your own transactions. So if you want other lurkers out there knowing what you're doing with your bitty transactions, you run your own node, verify your own transactions, call it a day. You don't know what you don't know. Homegrown, bring facts. AutoGator, you do what it do. We got that bitty swagger. That's what I'm saying. Speaking of bread, I'm just making some sourdough. I hear sourdough is the best for you. That's good. JVI, watch the best show on the tube. Shout out to the Sandman. CME got Phil, the bada boom. Well, mission accomplished, pretty little bitty. Send it to the moon, where no man has gone before. Never, not even once. And the Oracle sent me a good video earlier on the firmament. I've been watching some blue ice things on the firmament as well, which there's theory that there's a blue ice that, yeah, it's interesting. But anyways, stars and planets are light frequencies, not physical places. So every time they tell us, we're sending man on the moon, which they've done too many times, including recently with Katy Perry going into space, allegedly. Or we're going to recreate the human civilization on Mars, you know, the Elon agenda. That's all sci-fi. It's bullshit. It's not a physical place. It's a light frequency. It's a frequency created. And so the strongest video camera lens in the world, it's like the Nikon something, you can actually see the formations of the frequency, and they restructured this. They can recreate the stars through the frequencies of water, and they've already done this with experimentations, and you can actually see what the stars look like with your human eye, and you can see it's a light frequency manipulated through water, which is actually quite interesting. Let me know if you guys have ever seen that. I can share with you the video I'm talking about, and you can check it out on your own accord. But the Oracle shared it with me. I'm like, spot on. Spot motherfucking on. This is the video. Let's see here. We about to bust through the firmament. F the government. I want the Ark of the Covenant. Here we go. It's called the sound theory. And this guy breaks it down, and they show you the experiment with the star in the jar exposing the NASA lie. And for those that don't know, NASA just means to deceive in Hebrew. I mean, what could they be up to? And you already know the serpent in the logo, but these are what the stars and planets actually look like when you zoom in on them. They're light frequencies. They're not physical places that you go and civilization is living on, like they lead us to believe. But fascinating video if you guys haven't seen that. And again, shout out to the Oracle for sharing it with me. But it's very fascinating. A very, very fascinating theory. I want to see the links for the firmament. Yeah, Blue Ice. Make sure you're following. I'll show you the account to follow. I think it's Flat Out Truth. This is a good account. There's a lot of Flat Earth PSYOP accounts controlled by the government, including the Flat Earth Society, to purposely mislead you and make Flat Earthers seem retarded. If you haven't figured that out, that's a government PSYOP company. So when you just search Google for Flat Earth information, it's always going to be like bullshit. So you have to know which accounts to follow that are spreading the true gospel as per God's word, just FYI. But yeah, if you follow their account, you're going to see regarding a lot of the things of the firmament. And let me show you the blue ice. This is alleged blue ice that somehow fell from the firmament. It's very fascinating. You guys can check it out. There's actually a video on it. It just says, is anyone up for a documentary about the mysterious sky stones found in Antarctica believed to have fallen from the firmament? And there's quite a lot of just interesting stuff, just truth seeker stuff on the channel, of course. Things regarding the Book of Enoch, which is one of the books not featured in the King James version of the Bible, which speaks about like the Nephilim, the Watchers, the giants, and things of that nature. Ancient Sumerian texts. I mean, all the fascinating shit. Make sure to follow that account. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Okay, so Disney has disappointed. Lastly, however, the movie Wish is my favorite, and they confirmed We is made of starlights. Star, isn't there a song called Star Bright, Starlight, something like that as well? Twinkle, twinkle, little star tells us the truth. The stars are twinkling. It's light frequencies. Holy moly. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Sweet Biddy. That's awesome. Now I got to go watch that movie. The Hebrew word H-E-S-E-D, also spelled C-H-E-S-D, translates to loving kindness, loyalty, steadfast love, and mercy, encompasses deep, enduring love that is both unconditional and covenant-based. Excellent. Can I get an amen? I can't wait for the new Jurassic Park. Hilarious, broskies. So they should be really making, if their intent wasn't to deceive us, there'd be more movies on dragons, less movies about dinosaurs like Land Before Time, Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg. A lot of the Steven Spielberg movies are based on aliens as well, like E.T. That was the first big Hollywood blockbuster, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but E.T. Phone Home. Just saying. Amen. 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 We're up to 1,600 people on the stream. Let me check the X feed. I got to end the stream here shortly because I got to pick up my little one, but we will be back tomorrow, of course, at 1 p.m. So please make note of that. And please don't forget to repost the documentary I shared with Max Keiser on the Ireland hotspots of him exposing the financial corruption. I want to make sure Connor sees this. Amen. I can't even... Oh, you remember The Land Before Time? Disney, they're always up to something. I'm telling you. They're always up to something. Those mofos. That Mickey Mouse can't be trusted. He's too woke. But anyways, fam, thank you for tuning in. Let me go ahead and end the live poll, and let's see what the results are. I proposed the question before the stream started. When new Bitcoin all-time high? And the people have spoken, and here's what you guys had to say. Just give me a second to end it here, and I'll read the results out loud for you.
Beach vibes hitting, sunshine grinning with the brightest, doing the warm weather hustle. Bitcoin's winning, the most creative and bold. The world cannot deny us. Bitcoiners are the leaders. We're next level best. Stack your appeal and stand beside us. Got my hodl house locked, you can't blow it down. Built like a strategic 3 little piggy style brick house.
Bukele rules, now he leads this town. A visionary force wearing humanity's crown. He gave hope to this place, turned it bold and bright. Orange country bleeds blue, white, and orange light. Got cold storage, then move on down.
Well, my intent is to end the poll, but YouTube is just loading on my screen and not going proper, so I'm just going to end the stream. You should still be able to see the results regardless if I read them out loud if you're on the YouTube. So just head on over to the cryptonewsalerts.net. For those that don't know, that's the direct YouTube link, and you should be able to see the results from the poll. And with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thank you so much for the support. Make it a great day. Deuces.